Good afternoon from Oregon Weight and Wellness. We'd like to welcome you to our live stream today. I'm Dr. Julie Gilbert, and I'm with.
Hi, I'm Rachel Mattheos.
And we've just been enjoying talking about lots of different topics. Hopefully today we're going to be joined by Michael. So while we are hopefully waiting for him, we're just going to chat about a couple of things.
Yeah.
Rachel, you were in Bend this weekend. Tell us about that.
I was. We were in Bend. My husband had a race. He runs the Peterson Ridge race in Sisters, Oregon. And so we went over there just for a quick weekend, but it was great. I got to do a little run around Sisters, and just one of the things I love about walking and running is that you get to explore on foot and kind of meander in areas that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. So I came up upon a little dirt path, and it was like, oh, a trail. And then suddenly I'm in the forest exploring this beautiful Central Oregon forest with the Three Sisters, just snow-capped, but a clear, bright, sunny day, and then you're exploring the cute little neighborhoods, and it just gives you time to think and clear your mind. It was just a beautiful morning. So
yeah,
it was refreshing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. It's great to get outside and breathe that fresh air and see that beautiful blue sky. Just look as far as you can and see clouds and blue and mountains. There's something that happens in your brain when you look outside and see nature. It's part of what we need as human beings. And a lot of times we get bogged down being in our especially people who live in big cities,
right?
And they work in buildings and they're in front of a computer all day. There's a term for it. I'm kind of forgetting that term. But yeah, you're prescribing getting outside, looking at the horizon. That's something real, and it's very helpful for our health.
Are you thinking of the term forest bathing?
That's it.
Okay.
Forest bathing.
Yes.
You got it.
This is a real thing. And, I was thinking about when I was doing my stretches and some yoga after my run, I was like, just, you can smell the heat in the pine needles. And I just picked up the dirt with my hands, and I was just trying to feel a little connected with nature, with dirt, with soil, with, and there's something really grounding and really energizing about that. You're exactly right. And like you said, physiologically, there's things happening with the bacteria and the things that we're smelling and the chemicals that the plants are putting out that benefit our mental well-being, and then therefore our health, our positivity, our overall just well-being. So there's a thing to that.
That's awesome. It's awesome. Because a lot of times we get a little bit stuck in just kind of focusing on food or and what I'm eating or what I'm not eating, and without kind of seeing that bigger picture of there's so much more to my health than just the food. The food's so important, for sure. Don't get me wrong there. Super important. We want to put in clean, real, whole, but it's not just food. There's so much more to our health and our well-being than the food. And sometimes we got to look outside that to really get to a better place in our health. And sometimes we got to look outside that and fix those things like our sleep or something like that. And then we can get to the food part.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. I'll say that one of the biggest things that I recognize that I don't think that patients or clients recognize right off the bat at first is that sometimes when the nutrition piece is hard to really navigate or to figure out, or maybe even the exercise piece is difficult, or the sleep piece. When we get out in nature and just move our bodies at least a little bit, don't exercise. If that's a trigger word for you, think of it as just movement, of just being outside, fresh air. But when we spend that time in nature and getting some body movement and some fresh air and sunshine, I find that people are more ready now to approach the harder things. They have a higher level of positivity. Yeah. They're now a little bit more encouraged by and confident that I can do these things. And their overall mental well-being is higher. And with that, then we're more ready to jump into things like nutrition that can be really complicated sometimes. Doesn't have to be, but it can feel overwhelming.
Exactly. Yeah. So true. So true. I love what you said about when we're trying and we're just not getting it with the food piece or whatever. yeah, we got to think outside the box or look outside and, yeah, see what else that maybe needs work.
Yeah.
And work on that and not worry about the food piece so much.
Right. Right. What are we ready for? And,
right. What are we ready for?
And I think sometimes when we're not ready for that, when we approach something that we are ready for and we're excited about, we have, ideas come to me when I'm out in nature, actually, when I'm walking, and I suddenly go, it sounds good for lunch today. And I suddenly start to get creative and thoughtful because I want to continue this positive, healthy, momentum I have. If I've gone for a walk, now suddenly I want to cook something, and now suddenly I want to make sure I get some good sleep tonight. And I think I'm going to stretch. And it's really interesting how healthy habits, they snowball healthy habits, but in that positive snowball way.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the things that I've been trying to do lately, as far as getting outside, is get outside right before the sun comes up. And I don't know if I've spoken about this before. If I'm repeating myself, sorry. But sorry, not sorry. No.
Yeah. It begs repeating.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. So getting outside right before the sun comes up, and then being outside in that early morning sunlight, there's something about the UV light, not all bad, by the way. We're trying to slather our bodies with whatever this chemical stuff is to keep out the UV lights. It's not all bad, right? We need it. We need UV light to change vitamin D in our skin, right?
Yes.
So anyway, get out in that early morning light, and that UV light then hits my central retinal pathway, which is connected to my clock, my body clock, pineal gland, and that sets the tone and the rhythm for the day. And actually, like you said, snowballing, it snowballs into better, being tired.
Yes.
When as the sun is going down, and then it sets me up for better sleep that night. So it's not like I can't sleep or it'd be impossible to sleep without getting and seeing the sun. It's just a benefit. It improves that. Yeah.
It improves that. Yeah. We're actually talking about that in our group, Sleep Smarter, one of the groups we do at Oregon Weight and Wellness with the patients. And it's we're going through a topic and a book is referenced, but then we're talking about all the different strategies for sleep. And there really are many. We're diving, as we're going through this book, we're realizing it's more than just, don't be on your phone or, do this. There's a lot of strategies. So if you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't, and there's more to do. Yeah. And even like you said, the book recommends within the first hour of being awake, if you can try to get at least 10 or 15 minutes of light, even if it's a cloudy day, you're going to be getting the benefit. But it can't be through your window. You want to try to get it outside, right? Outside.
Yeah. And I love being outside in the morning. For whatever reason, I've trained my body to accept cold in the morning. Yeah. A little more difficult for me at night. I don't know why.
It's great. There's something about that morning air, right? Yeah. It's fresh.
Yeah, fresh. And then I know that it really helps my mitochondria work better or more. Yeah. So anyway, so it's been good. So that's what I'm trying to do. And of course, my dogs love it too. They love getting out in the morning and going for a run or a walk. Yeah. So great. Well, I was in Bend too this weekend.
How'd it go? We might have up to. Yeah. We went. Yeah.
We might have passed. Yeah. So my daughter moved from one place in Bend to another place in Bend, and he helped her move. So, and it was a gorgeous day. It was a lot of exercise, up and down steps.
Good.
Yeah, but it was great. We went up and back in the same day, and really enjoyed being outside and then helping somebody move. And it was good. Seeing grandkiddos. I loved it. Yeah.
That's good, but beautiful. I know. And it snowed a little bit in Central Oregon too.
Right. Over the pass it did. Sure.
Yeah.
It's
always kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you have planned for dinner?
Sorry, that was my computer. I don't know how to turn those bings off when.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it was a bing. Came at the right time because
What am I having for dinner?
Yeah. What's for dinner?
Yeah, great question. So we always talk about what are we doing for dinner? Normally on the weekends, I would have been home and I would have been doing some food prep and I would have it planned out. So we're scrapping a little bit today, but I do have we had a taco bar with my dad and my family. We do a Friday night get together. We try to do it more frequently, but now we're just getting back to it as we're loosening up, things with COVID, and my dad's had his vaccine. So he's feeling a little bit safer now to get out. And so we did a Friday taco bar, and so we have leftovers from that. So we're going to kind of have to, maybe saute some more onions or some more vegetables and kind of beef it up a little bit, but not beef, but other things for us. But we're gonna not
for me. Yeah, I understand. I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat mine up. So we'll maybe put some beets in it or something. But so taking some leftovers and kind of trying to breathe new life into them. That's probably what's going on for tonight. Yeah.
Great.
How about you? What's for dinner?
Well, we're going to do some salmon, and I'm just simple with my salmon. I usually bake it. Now I will do an avocado mayonnaise. And that and
while you bake it? That's why
sometimes I'll make the mayonnaise with avocado, because you can eat avocado oil at a little higher temperature. So I'll make I'm doing this because I'm holding my stick blender. In my mason jar. You see me doing that? Stick blender and mason jar?
I'm with you now. I'm with
you.
I'm
miming my stick blender. So anyway, and I put that on top of the salmon. Excuse me. Excuse me. That keeps it nice and moist as I'm baking it. And then we'll do we'll put that over my usual green salad mix, and have a little avocado chopped up on top of that. So, lemon juice.
Yes.
Fresh lemons, pepper. Yeah. See, I can do a cooking show. Squeezing
it. Just miming the whole thing. I love it. That sounds delicious. That sounds really good. I've never done the avocado thing like that. So I'll have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if I could do that with baked vegetables.
Yeah. Oh,
right. Same idea, but when I baked veggies, but use that avocado. So tell me again, you use a stick blender, you put the avocado.
So I crack an egg in the bottom of a mason jar, a cup. Or no, it's a pint. It's a wide mouth pint jar. Crack an egg. And then a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of your favorite vinegar. Mine's probably apple cider vinegar. Some people like a little white distilled, salt, pepper, and you can throw a little chipotle seasoning, whatever floats your boat there. Maybe a little brown mustard. I'm squeezing it out of the bottle. And then you pour a cup of avocado oil. You could use olive oil, but I wouldn't bake the olive oil. But because I'm going to put it in the oven, I'm using avocado oil. It can be heated to a higher temperature. You don't want to smoke an oil, because then it becomes a bad oil or an unhealthy oil. And anyway, and then with my stick blender, I just emulsify that. And that takes all of 30 seconds. And, when my husband said that he wanted us to start making our own salad dressings at home, because, to be fair, of all the added chemicals and unhealthy oils in dressings, I felt super overwhelmed. Like I could never do that. Forget it. I could never do that. But once I watched somebody do it, super easy. I can do that. Yeah. So it's amazing the kind of fixed beliefs that we have in our brain, and then getting curious about, why did I say that I couldn't do that? Yeah. And then what kind of flips a switch to open ourselves to trying something new and different. So.
Right. Yeah. I love what you just did there. You just with that. First of all, you gave us all a great tip, a great recipe. And as you walked us through it, and even for myself, as I'm listening, I'm thinking, I can do that. I know how to do those steps, right? They seem simple enough. And like you said, if I needed to go one step further to feel a little added level of confidence, maybe I Google a YouTube video of how to make avocado dressing or how to make avocado mayo. And I'm sure you could find a video of someone kind of breaking down the steps.
Right.
And it really just takes watching it one time, and it kind of puts it in your memory as a step-by-step process that you're capable of doing. And now you've got this added skill. And I love the tip of this is a great reminder of oils and what is the smoke point and what causes them to become no longer healthy oils. This is a thing that we need to be aware of. Just because it's olive oil and it's healthy doesn't mean it's always healthy.
Right.
Depending on what we've done with it.
Exactly. Thank you very much for saying that, because I'm going to say, even though in the store, oils, bottles on the shelf, even though they have this heart stamp of approval, Rachel, they may not be healthy for us. And I'm going to call out seed oils and say, not healthy. Yeah. Soybean oil, sunflower oil, any oil that's been extracted at high temperature is already rancid, and then chemicals are used to deodorize that because it stinks, because it's rancid, and then they put it in a bottle, and then they put the heart stamp of approval, and then they stick it on the shelf.
Right. It's very misleading. So what is it about olive oil that makes it healthy and not rancid? Because they're still extracting, right? So the listeners at home are thinking that's extracted from an olive.
It's a cold pressed extraction at a much lower temperature. And so it still can go rancid. I mean, that's why oils are put in this dark bottle and kept at a cool temperature, right? Not in the fridge necessarily, but kept in a cool temperature. And olive oil can go rancid. You can tell by smelling it. So, but it's the kind of process. It's a cold press process rather than a high temperature pressed.
And I think most people have heard that said, cold pressed olive oil, and we don't really know what that means. We hear that and okay, great. But nobody ever says high heat pressed soybean oil, right? They're not using those words because they don't want the public to know that this is not a healthy way of extracting oils. And so these are oils that we want to be avoiding if at all possible, and limiting in our diet.
And I'm just going to follow up and maybe finish with, and maybe you can help us understand too. The best way to get an oil is probably to eat the whole food.
Yes.
Like eat the nut.
Eat the nuts.
You be the extractor of the oil.
That's right. That's
eat
right.
Eat the avocado, eat the nut, eat the seed, and you become the extractor. And then that oils, as long as it's not stale, right?
Right.
The seed itself, then you've done all the work of extraction, and you're getting then the benefit of all of it.
That's right. Yeah, the fiber in olives, and think about how many olives you'd have to eat to get a tablespoon of olive oil. So, it puts it into perspective. You'd never eat that many olives at a sitting, but a tablespoon of olive oil comes very quickly. So now we can kind of see how oils can be used in a healthy way, but limited, and certainly not the seed oils. And let's eat the seeds and eat the nuts.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel, we can talk forever.
Yeah. I know. So, every time. But that was, I love today's episode because I feel like we got a lot of great tangible ideas, some tips, some education, good stuff.
All good stuff. And next time we'll figure out how to bring on Michael. So that's on me. So I'm still learning all this. So thanks for your patience.
No problem. Yeah, we'll get there.
All right. You have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.